Recently on Instagram, I did one of these polls on my Instagram story, and I only asked one question. Well, I guess it was actually a quiz. I only asked one question, and the question was this: Is Mary the mother of God? Is Mary the mother of God? Can we rightly call Mary the mother of God? Several people said yes. Several people said no. And you want to know what the right answer is? The right answer is yes. Mary truly is the mother of God. In fact, as we continue looking at the Council of Chalcedon from 451, it explicitly calls Mary the mother of God. In Greek, she is the theotokos, the God-bearer. She is the mother of God. But maybe you're one of those people who answered no on my Instagram quiz, or maybe if you would have been there for the quiz, you would have answered no. And so right now, you've got like a bazillion questions running through your head. You're like, how in the world is Mary the mother of God? That doesn't make sense at all. I thought you just spent like 3 videos telling me that Jesus Christ is not created, that he didn't begin to exist, that doesn't even make any sense. How can a woman bear the divine? How can a woman create a divine nature? I thought Jesus has always existed. What in the world does this mean? Well, let me explain it to you. Mary can rightly be called the mother of God because of a little doctrine that theologians call the communication of attributes. The communication of attributes. In Latin, it's the communicatio idiomaticum. I think I got that right. The communicatio idiomaticum. I probably didn't pronounce it right. I can tell you that because I don't really know Latin. It's the communication of attributes. And here's what that means. Whatever is true of either of Christ's natures, right, his divine nature or his human nature, is also attributed to his person. So whatever is true of Christ's what, right, his essences, his substances, what he is also true of who he is. So here's what I mean. What is Jesus? He is God, right? That's what he is, according to his divine nature. So who is Jesus? Well, he's God. What is Jesus? He's the Son of the Father, right? We talked about that, I think, 2 videos ago, right? He's the eternal Son of the Father. That's what he is. He's begotten of the Father. So who is Jesus? Well, he's the Son of the Father. But now let's look at his other nature. He is a human nature. What is Jesus? He's a man. So who is Jesus? He's a man. What is Jesus? The Son of Mary. So who is Jesus? The Son of Mary. You see how it works there? Every time that we pick out an attribute of what Jesus is according to either of his natures, we can also say that it is true of who he is. So who Jesus is God. He's God the Son of the Father, the Lord of glory, the King of the universe. And then his human nature, he is a man, a human being, the Son of Mary, right? Born in Bethlehem, born 2,000 years ago, right? We can take all of these attributes and ascribe them to Christ's person. So what that means then is this, is that we can begin to take the divine names or attributes of Jesus and call him that, even when we're discussing things that explicitly happen to his humanity. Let me give you an example. I wish I had my Bible right in front of me, but it's in 1 Corinthians, and I think it's in 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Paul says this. He says, they crucified the Lord of glory. They crucified the Lord of glory. So let's break it down here. Who is the who in this statement? The who is the Lord of glory. That's who was crucified. Now, what does Lord of glory convey? that does not convey humanity. The Lord of glory is a divine title. It is a description of Jesus' divinity. Lord is a divine description to begin with, but then connect it with of glory. So who are we talking about? The Lord of glory. We are talking about God. That's who we're talking about. But now what are we talking about? According to what nature? Because what happened? God, the Lord of glory, God was crucified. But here's what we know. Jesus was not crucified according to his divine nature. The divine nature can't be crucified. The divine nature can't die. The divine nature can't suffer. It is perfect. We know that 2,000 years ago, Jesus' human body, right, his humanity, was nailed to a tree. That is his what? But we can take these terms for who Jesus is when we're talking about what happened to one of his natures. So who is Jesus? He's the Lord of glory according to his divine nature. But what happened to Jesus? He was crucified according to his human nature. So we can say that who, God, was crucified. Because that's really who he is. Though his crucifixion only happened to one nature. So in the same way, we can flip it around. We can say that the Son of Mary has always existed and everything was created through him. Because who is Jesus? He is the Son of Mary. And what happened? Everything was created through him, but only according to his divine nature. So who he is a man. And what he's done, he's created the universe. But he hasn't created according to his humanity, but according to his divinity. So we can communicate what is true of both natures to his person. And then I can say, he is God and he was crucified, because that's what the Bible does too. I hope that's not too confusing. I feel like the biblical example is really, really helpful here. They crucified the Lord of glory. So we can take his titles from either his human or his divine nature and say that that's who he is, and then talk about something that happens explicitly to his divine or to his human nature. So then, as we go back to Mary, we can rightly say, with the Council of Chalcedon and with the true teaching of the Scriptures, that Mary truly is the theotokos. She is Mary, the mother of God. Mary did not mother Christ's divine nature, but she did mother his human nature. But who she mothered is not merely a man. He is God. The what is a human nature. The who is the divine Son of God. Mary really and truly is the mother of God. I know that's a little bit confusing. I know that's a little bit abstract. I know it's a little bit out there, but it's the truth nonetheless. And so we confess with the truth, Mary is the theotokos, the God-bearer, the mother of God.